Right, hi everyone. I'm back out. It's my last session. I think it's going to be for at least for a few weeks. I've got to go into hospital this week and can't drive. Need to rest up afterwards. So, yeah, I'm just trying to make the most of it. I can only really do short days at the moment. Short sessions. So I've come out for probably about 4 hours this evening, and I'll do tomorrow morning. I'll go to a different section of Club Water, but yeah, it's pretty hard. I can't walk too far. You've probably heard it in some of the videos where I'm panting and stuff, but hopefully, yeah, won't be for too much longer. So back out, it's a really clear day. There's a bit of cloud building up now, but the sun's um, gone behind the trees. It's behind me now, so that's good. So I've got a good bit of shade on a bit of river I'm on. Generally, I find sort of nothing happens here until we really start to lose the light. And normally it's probably about the last, hour if we're lucky. If I'm sort of being truthfully honest, it's normally like the last 20 minutes when the light really goes. So we have to get off the water an hour or stop fishing an hour after sunset. Um, so the days are closing in now. Oop. Um, So yeah, it really is that last 20 minutes I'd say is key time. So I'm going to put some bait in now. I'm not worried about creating too much disturbance. There's still lots of boats coming through. Um, Generally they're coming through right on my rods. I've just had four people just come right up just at the rod tips. It is what it is. I guess it's a debate I probably don't want to go into. Everyone's got their opinion. I know mine. But I'll put this bait out. I'm not worried, like I say, creating too much commotion out there. Um, Added some flavour to the bait that I'm using, so I'll put out a lot of pigeon conditioner and then sort of some pellets as well, and then a few of the CC more chops that I make. So that will all go out, and then I'm just hoping it will it'll either draw fish in or it'll either get the fish grubbing around, and hopefully one of them or hopefully three or four of them, but realistically one or two will slip up and pick up my bait. So that's what we're going for. There's lots of planes flying around, so there's lots of skydivers jumping out behind me. The planes have just obviously just dropped a load more and they're just coming into land. So yeah, beautiful evening. Let's see what happens. Okay, so rods exactly the same as what I went through in the last video. A couple of Fox Duo Light multi tips, Shimano bait runners 4000 loaded with 12-pound line, the front runner rod rests and butt grips, keeps everything nicely in place. So back to the swim I had the success in last week. I think one of the good things about this swim is you're not too exposed, so it's got a nice bit of cover behind. It's nice to have a chat with some of the walkers, but you've got sort of nice bit of, there's like sort of little bit of a dip here, so it's a nice bit of secluded area. Good cover as well. Sort of picked this swim up last year, noticed it, fished it. The thing that I liked about it is it's got good tree cover, so it's not in the sunlight all day. So I think from a watercraft perspective, you'd expect there to be fish here. It's shaded, it's got the tree just on the right, it's got some good reeds on either side, so it's nicely sort of sheltered area. There's not many sort of rafts or parts to fish under, but this one is one of my favourite swims on here. The next one down as well is pretty similar. It's a lot tighter though, so it's um, you're very secluded in there. It's pretty tight, but again you've got a tree. The tree's actually on your left, so you can sort of cast down Just sort of let your bait drift under it. I've had fish from there before, so it's really good, good swim. That it's a bit tighter, but like I say, it's good. The only problem is the bank comes, you sort of end up sitting on a slope, so you try not to sort of roll into the river, but yeah, it's a good swim. It's literally just, I don't know, 20-30 yards down there. So, but we've literally put the rods out. I've just put one close in, just to the right by the tree. So I suspect the fish are in the edges or under sort of patches of weed. So I'm hoping to pick one up there, and then I've put one just downstream on the other side. Slacken the line off as well. So just want everything lying down flat. One is because I don't want to spook anything, and two because I've got quite a lot of these people coming up, crashing into banks, almost crashing into my rods. So chances are I'm going to get wiped out by them, but if I can avoid that by having my lines down, that saves me a lot of ag. But yeah, let's see how things go. Plane coming in. I just dropped off some parachutists, so see how we get on. Lights, I think probably got about 2 hours left now before it starts to really darken up, so hopefully try and pick one up whilst it's still light. That'd be a really good result. So let's see how we get on. I'm just going to talk you through the bait that I've got. I've actually got quite a lot with me today, but I will bait heavily in a little bit. So I think I've talked about PVA bags. So just tie these at home. You can see in there there's different pellets, different mixture. I'm not going to sort of focus on one kind. So in here you can see I've got the pellets in here. So there's a mixture of all sorts. I generally go for 6mm. Find they're a good size. I don't want them too small that they're just going to drift down river, and also don't want them too big. So 6mm is the compromise. Next I've got some pigeon conditioner. It's been nicely soaked 2 or 3 days now, so it's a mixture of peanuts and corn and particles. So I've added some other items into that, notably you can see the hemp. So that's another one, and then the sort of chunks that I refer to. So you see I've got different sizes, different colours, got some paste. So there's nothing real, you know, it's not a sort of round boil, it's just all different sizes and chunks and colours. So I had a bit of food dye and different flavourings. I think blood powder was the last time that I added it to it. So yeah, and it's an ESP pulp. Got a new catapult mouth and sort of fell apart, so nice catapult to get a load of this. Certainly with the pigeon conditioner I want to sort of spray it around. I'm not going to sort of use a bait dropper or swim feeder. I'm just literally going to spray it around the swim. I don't want to sort of try and get the fish concentrated in one area, and I want them feeling comfortable swimming around, picking out bait, and just having it spread everywhere. So that way hopefully I'll pick 1 or 2 of them off. So that's my theory. Yeah, well, let's see what happens. Let's get some of this bait in. Right, so I've been quite busy getting rigs prepared, sort of reeled in, recast back out. Light's gradually fading now, so sunset's in about 20 minutes. Yeah, getting a few knocks. I don't know if it's probably debris. There's quite a lot coming down now. So it keeps you on your toes either way. So got some rigs tied, got some chunks wrapped in paste and glugged, PVA bags glugged as well, so they're just resting there, soaking everything up. So if I can, I'll get another casting, but I'm pretty much set. I'll just leave them there and just see what happens, see if we get action, and yeah, if it gets relentless, sort of often reel in just to make sure that I've got baits on for the last, certainly for the last half an hour. I want to maximise my chance. I don't want to reel in and find that I've got no bait on. That's always really disappointing when that happens. So yeah, if I start getting lots of taps, lots of sort of you know, sort of what looks like liners, tips start bouncing, I will rebait, recast, and then set up a couple of more rigs ready to go. So fingers crossed. It's been a pleasant evening, been pretty quiet, so yeah, very peaceful. There was a bit of a chill, bit of a breeze, but that's gone now. So I don't know if you can see that, it's not my favourite time when all these insects start coming out, so it's getting a bit lively. So the old Skin So Soft might come out and make an appearance shortly. So just had another quite a big paw on the left hand rod. A lot of activity now on both rods. Let's just hope one of them materialises into a bite.
Wow, wicked. Oh. Right, it caught me completely unaware of that fish. Just heard the clutch go, so hopefully I've got it on either camera. But yeah, the bite just came completely out of the blue there. I wasn't expecting that. Well, I was expecting I was fishing, but really surprised. Really pleased. I think the fight was really weird. It didn't seem to have much fight in it, to be honest, so... Oh no. I thought the other rod was going to go then. Well, I shouldn't say oh no, I should say oh yes. It might be black dots. She's got a couple of black dots on her there. I'm pretty sure it is actually. Makes sense, wouldn't it, looking at the black dots? Big, big fish.
Right, so on to following morning. It was early start, so I was hoping to get out earlier than I did, but still got over here before it was light. It was just enough for me to just to sort of set up to see what I was doing. I couldn't probably set up in the dark, to be honest. It's one of the things of sort of keeping everything the same. You can sort of do it like blindfolded, so that was good. And then first cast on the downstream rod had that 14. It was 14-15 in the net, and I've weighed the net afterwards, and that weighs yeah, that's got 8 ounces on it. So lovely fish. Strange fight, really strange fight. It ran really quickly. Hopefully I got the footage of that. I'll have to wait and see. But it ran really fast and then didn't really put up much of a fight at all. It stayed low, so sort of that gave me the impression it was a big fish, and then it just came pretty much straight to the surface. So it's really strange, and it was when I put it back, it was sort of fighting to get back, and then it just sort of went to the bottom and just sort of laid there for a few minutes. So then I sort of went back down with the net and touched it, and it then swam off. So yeah, strange one. I think I've caught the fish before. I'll have to look through the pictures, but I'm not too sure if I've had it this season. I'm pretty sure I've had it in the previous season. So whether someone caught it last night and it was tired, or I don't know, whether it's been out for the night, I don't know. But the fight was really, it wasn't really what I'd expect, but nevertheless, sort of happy to get it in. Really pleased with it. Hopefully, you know, the fish will sort of push up into the sort of 16, 17 mark come the winter months, and I'll catch it again. But it's a beautiful morning. Mist is starting to clear now, so I'm not too sure how much longer I've got in this area. Never really fished it in daytime, so might just hang it out a little bit longer. There's a good bit of mist on there on the water, so that's obviously keeping the light conditions down. I think I'll probably have another couple of hours here, and then maybe move on to the backwater. Probably go to see if I can get my trusty swim in there and maybe maybe pull one out. So great start. Disappointed not to catch last night. I think if I'd had another half an hour there, it was inevitable I would have caught something. But club rules are club rules, so we just have to get off and abide by those rules that were in place. It's easy to sort of look back and sort of think I would have had one if I stayed, but I was getting a lot of activity on the rods. I just think it was a matter of time before something happened, but you never know. Thankfully, I've had one this morning. Yep, baits. I've got Pacific tuna chunk wrapped in paste on the bottom, the left hand rod. That's what I had that fish on earlier, and then the, the one of the rods I've sort of put it out just to the right, so slightly upstream. Got a big chunk of meat on there. I just thought I'd try something different. See if I can entice another bite on that one. So let's see how things go. Hopefully, hopefully get another one. Right, probably been here maybe 3 hours now. Well, 2, 3 hours. I was just thinking at the time, what time I got down here. So, um, no more fish, and probably as you can see from me squinting, it's really bright. Um, there's quite a lot of debris coming down the river as well. So I had it yesterday at the other stretch, but uh, there's some big clumps of weed coming down, sort of keep dragging my lines. It's not too bad. Uh, Thankfully, most of it's the bigger clumps seem to be the opposite side of the river. So yeah, it's looking like the the sort of weed's starting to die off now. Um, Probably going to give it here another sort of 20 minutes, and then make my way onto the backwater. Generally find sort of daytime bites are, I would say, um, easier. I probably would say easier because I don't really catch anything where I am at the moment. But yeah, there's a few areas where I think I could pick up a fish if I can get into them, and if they're playing ball. Certainly had them throughout the day in some of the areas. So we're going to hopefully try and get into some of them and see what happens. But yeah, great start to the morning. Um, I'm probably going to stay here to about 1 and then make my way home. Let's see how we get on anyway. Right, so I've moved on to the backwater. Sort of the main river's, like I said before, lots of debris coming down. But I think where it just got so bright so quickly, it sort of I don't know. I don't know if it killed my chances or it's just the confidence side of things. It's if I think about trying to catch a fish in bright sunshine, clear. Well, in fact, it's not as clear as I expected the river to be, but um, I think I stand a better chance on the backwater. So I've come to a swim that I've filmed in before. I've sort of had a few catches here this season, so sort of feel quite confident here at the moment. That confidence will soon evaporate. So I just made a swim. There's lots of stingers. Not hasn't been flattened down, but we've sort of got the weir sort of looking up towards the weir that way. So it comes down. There's a little sort of spit that comes out. There's a sort of area fish sanctuary area up there, so they can keep out the flow during the floods and high water. Looks like we've got a pike further downstream. So it's just been a big swell and fish spray. So yeah, I've just literally
This is really weedy out here. There's not really any clear areas that I could see, but I've just sort of found the clearest area that I could find and popped my bait onto it and chucked out a couple of handfuls of bait. So just sort of hoping, like I say, I haven't got long left, but never know, might pick one up. It'd be great if I did. But certainly a swim I'll be coming back to. I thought I'd give it a try here, especially after spotting 3 barbel. Just sort of, they were just sort of gliding over the cabbage and just having a sort of mooch around until I spooked them, and then they shot downstream. So I'm hoping they're gonna pay me a visit on their way back. But yeah, probably only got about 20 minutes left now fishing, and then I'll be heading off. So hopefully we'll pick one up in a minute. But if not, it's been a great session. So that one fish this morning, was really pleased to catch that. Yeah, it's just really hot now, really hot, and the sun sort of yeah, probably at its peak. So not looking forward to the walk back to the car, but hey ho, that's part of it. So yeah, hopefully put one on the bank, see how it goes.